you being condescending. Alright? Let's move forward amicably.
Okay, well, check this out, though. First of all, you throwing too many big words at me. Okay, now, because I don't understand them, I'm gonna take them as disrespect. Watch your mouth and help me what to say.
Okay, see, now you found yourself a nigga. You looking for a nigga? Nigga here now, see?
My mind is so spectacular. Open up your aperture. You don't like the light that I be shining. Did you Dracula? Southern drop vernacular. Flip you like a spatula. Knew that I was built to put this word up on my scapula. I've been on this road so long, my tires bald. I don't wanna text and no, I don't wanna call. Came in this shit running, bitch, I don't know how to crawl. We ain't never folding, I'm holding the highest card. Look, okay, grew up running post routes. Now I'm on the cash route. Better call the plumber, that boy spitting like a bass spout. All these bad women in this club, fuck is you mad about? Word to all my estheticians, boy, I'm about to lash out. Straight from St. John's to the east side, jigging since the knee high. Watch the way I put on for my state, nigga, yeehaw. Respecting no one retard. Crazy how I made it to the league from the bleach eyes. Boy, my shit hair wrong, black, rich, and bare arms. Smoking on that yogi, this shit stronger than some bare arms. Goku, I'm in rare form, you cannot prepare for him. When I swing, it's like a carnival, this shit ain't fair for him. Brought intellect back to this rap shit. You niggas need chapstick. Shit been dry for way too long, and I'm the matchstick. You niggas Nickelodeon me, I'm more like Cap Nick. Cap a nigga, throw him in front of me. Party favors on the table, you can pick and choose. I would be lying if I said it, I don't get confused. I'm just a player in the game and I don't pick the rules. Why trouble always seem to find the ones with shit to lose. About to blow like we just lit the fuse. We double dutch into this dough, I get this shit in twos. Push the button, get it started, put that shit in cruise. A little dust up on his heart, I barely get to use. A fool flatters himself, a wise man flatters the fool. Man, I just came to get it started like mechanics with tools. Cause in my hood, if you don't pack a tool, you planning to lose. These young boys deserve Oscars, they be acting a fool. A couple loose screws, but they hammer accurate. Ooh, I know some niggas stuck on drugs and manufacture it too. School of hard knocks, we all got our bachelor's. Fool, no cap and gowns, but we all had the master. Party favors on the table, you can pick and choose. I would be lying if I said it, I don't get confused. I'm just a player in the game and I don't pick the rules. Why trouble always seem to find the ones with shit to lose. I'm dumb lit, it's about to be a late night. Fresh wax, shawty, show me what it tastes like. Niggas know me in my city like I'm Wayne Wright. Got them looking up to me and we the same height. Ooh, I got it bad, deep in my bag. Foot on the gas, they cannot last. Swimming with the sharks, bitch, that's a great white. Never stopped and we don't even need no brake lights. Say she don't smoke, but she always smoke with me, yeah. Backwards in the air, back up in the ovaries, yeah. All my ops, they stay running like they over easy. Even my masseuses can't just get too close to me, yeah. Shout out to Next, soon as the ink dry, we count out the checks, yeah. I never flex, I bought up a business, you bought up a section. I'm at the top of my class, yeah. Y'all never learned from your lessons. Skywalker gave me the force, yeah. Turn this into an obsession, yeah. I couldn't wait on the team, cooking shit up with just me and play, yeah. Things never are what they seem, but we know the facts, yeah. Charging that shit to the game, but now I pull up with a battery pack, yeah. The bigger they are, the harder they fall, and we can just leave it at that. I'm dumb lit, it's about to be a late night. Fresh rack, shawty, show me what it tastes like. Niggas know me in my city like I'm Wayne Wright. Got them looking up to me and we the same height. Ooh, I got it bad, deep in my bag. Foot on the gas, they cannot last. Swimming with the sharks, bitch, that's a great white. Never stopped and we don't even need no brake lights. Big bro, why they call you big bro? Every time we hit the bank, we deposit zip codes. Well connected with the streets like we out in Skid Row.
And he gets his first hoop here tonight. Powell, the floater from the foul line, rattles in, and the Clippers are on the board. With Jones riding shotgun, man does retreat. Powell gets the screen from Zoo. Down the lane, scoops it up and in with the left hand. Norman Powell with 10 and a timeout for Denver. Christian Brown, first bucket. He had 16 opening night. Powell, a quick trigger three. Oh, it's good. It's the third three for Powell. Powell, covered up by Strother. Powell. Three-point opportunity down those earlier threes. It was easy money for him on that one. Russ gambles. Can the Clippers make him pay? Powell inside to the rim and in. And Norman Powell now. Harden. Bullet pass in the corner. Powell. He lobbed it all the way. Powell with 25. And the Clippers cut the lead to 2. Always rise to the occasion when the game is on the line. Harden. Double team. Powell, the cash cow for 3. Oh, he's put it in again! The bow-legged sniper with 6 threes! Swing pass over to Powell. Drives inside. Awkward shot for some! Powell with 30!
Oh. What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull-Up Show. I'm your host, Mr. BJ Matthews, a.k.a. B Jizzle. Before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull-Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. All of our YouTube viewers, hit that like button. Y'all come here to share, subscribe. Hit that Venmo at BJ/MATeacher WS/1 is our Venmo. If you guys do not have Venmo, perfectly fine. Make sure y'all go to the Cash App as well at BJ Matthews, BJMATHEWSNBA. That is our Cash App. If you don't have Venmo or Cash App, go to our PayPal, BJ Matthews 23. All right. If you guys don't have either 3 of those, you're missing out. But just in case, go ahead and donate by hitting that super sticker button, the super chat, and y'all can donate that way as well. If you guys feel like y'all enjoying this content, just send a simple like, simple comment, simple subscribe. To the people that are coming in, man, make sure you guys continuously share the podcast with your family and friends. You guys will not regret it. Let's get into the show. Let's get into the people in the comments. We're going to go through this really quick. Yanni Tier says, dang, is anyone with the players or with just the front office or coaches? We're going to talk about it today. We got 21 people to get over 21 likes. Shout out to my boy Pav, the engineer. He said it worked out. Norman went to a team where he could stand out more and make more money, while the Clips got a couple of players to help with multiple needs. Appreciate you. The Will to Win says, mash the like button. Yes, sir. Path also said most times being forced to make moves works out better and opens possibility you never thought of. Salute. So this is my boy E. He said salute, bro. He said Powell already low managing. He said Powell is going to drop 35 against the Clippers. We're going to talk about it. All right. So anybody else coming in here, make sure you guys, like I say, just simply like the video, simply comment, simply share, simply subscribe. All that good stuff, man. We got a great show for y'all tonight. First thing is first, I want to first of all apologize because this is a little bit late show, but based off the information of the show that we're about to talk about, it's definitely fitting. So some news came across my desk today, and it was pertaining to a former player that we had on the Clippers at one point. And you guys saw the highlights of the person that we're going to talk about. It's no other than Mr. Norman Powell, which they call Stormin' Norman. Spent 4 years with the Clippers, got here in 2022, the trade deadline of 2022, and spent all the way to 2025 with the Clippers. And he was actually traded away this summer over to the Miami Heat in a trade for John Collins in a 3-team trade with Miami, LA, and Utah. All right. So now Norman Powell is with the Miami Heat. He was traded away on July the 7th, which actually, I won't say shockwaves around the league, but it definitely opened the eyes. Mouths dropped, I think, for certain people in the Clipper fan base, especially for a player that was very, very, key to the Clippers' success during the regular season. The playoffs, his production dropped, but regular season-wise, Norman Powell, I had at one point as the best player on the team. Yes, Savitska Zubac and James Harden, he was playing better than them as well. But that would not be enough for him to keep his spot with the Clippers. He's actually been moved in a 3-team trade. And it something that really kind of, like I said, but let's read. It says Powell to the Heat, Collins to the Clippers in a 3-team trade. The Clippers, Jazz, and Heat agreed to a trade Monday that sends Norman Powell to Miami, John Collins to Los Angeles, and Kevin Love and Kyle Anderson, and a 2027 Clippers second-round pick to Utah. Powell, who was 32 years old, coming off his best season, which he averaged a career-high 21.8 points per game, and was an all-star candidate who started all 60 games he played in the first and for the first time in his career. Miami's looking to rebuild from a tumultuous season that included the Jimmy Butler trade to Golden State and ended with a first-round sweep by Cleveland. Powell adds offensive firepower and was a 42% shooter from beyond the arc last season. The 6'4" guard is one of the league's hardest working players and should seamlessly fit Miami's culture. He's an extension eligible and is entering the final year of his deal at $20.4 million this season. Okay, so yeah, he's still on his Clipper deal actually with Miami. So he had another year left. I didn't know that. But we're going to leave it right there because the other stuff is about John Collins. But as y'all come here, smash that like button. So we're talking about Norman Powell tonight, whatever y'all want to call it. There was some news that came across my desk, and he was speaking about the Clippers, and I thought it was fitting to talk about because tomorrow the Clippers and the Miami Heat will play tomorrow. The Miami Heat are actually playing the Lakers right now, and Norman Powell is not actually playing because he has a groin injury. I'm pretty sure he's going to be playing tomorrow. I'll be at that game as well, so it's definitely going to be a game that's going to be very high marketed. So when Norman Powell left the Clippers, I wanted to actually give y'all a little bit of some backdrop. When Norman Powell left the Clippers, there was really nothing really said by him other than an IG post that he posted right away. I'm going to let y'all see it real quick because it's going to put into perspective why, we are here and it's pretty much fitting to talk about. But this is Norman Powell's Instagram right here. As y'all can see on the top, Norman Powell 4. You guys can see his page and all that stuff. This is his page right here. So Norm actually had a post he posted right after he got traded, and this was the post right here. And it talks about he says, "Thank you, LA Clippers, Storm and Norman." But let's actually hear what the post actually says because it's actually an audio and video. So you guys going to hear him speak as the video is rolling. All right, so we're going to let y'all hear it. So here we go.
We already have. Some good things going to happen for the Clippers team.
Welcome to the family.
Clipper Nation, I want to say thank you. It's been an amazing 3.5 years. I don't even know where to begin. Being traded back home to Southern California, the San Diego kid had so much excitement and joy putting on that Clipper jersey for the last 3.5 years. Thank you for understanding the grind with me. Thank you for allowing me to finally and fully show what I'm capable of on the floor. You really allowed me to live by addition by subtraction and put together one of my best seasons this past year. Through the ups and the downs, you supported me, you loved me, you had my back. Y'all truly embraced the grind. I gave everything. Blood, sweat, tears, early morning, long nights, contemplating how I can be the best version of myself and help push this franchise forward. We came up short, but I always fought. I always laid it out there, always gave 110%, and you loved me for it, you embraced me for it. I'm truly proud to be a part of the Clipper legacy. I'm truly excited for this next chapter. One door closes, another one opens, ULA, always love. Storm and Norman.
All right. So y'all seen what I seen. Y'all heard what I heard. As y'all come there, make sure y'all smash that like button. We got over 39 people. Let's go over 39. Let's get these likes up. Let's get these likes up. Let's get these likes up. All right. So that was Norman Powell speaking on his departure after the Clippers. He gave a video and an audio on his actual Instagram page. And that was his only thing that he said up until this point, which we're going to talk about what he just visibly said today, and let y'all kind of, see where we're at right now. But this was what he had after the trade. Norman Powell actually wasn't even in LA when the trade was made. He was overseas with his girlfriend, who he actually is now pregnant by. He has a kid on his way coming. I'll let y'all see the post actually real quick. Right here, Norman Powell about to have a child, about to have a baby. As y'all can see, that's his fiance. Well, I don't know if that's his fiance or that's just his girlfriend. I think that's just his girlfriend, but they are about to get ready to have a child. And yeah, he was actually overseas with he's with his girlfriend at the time. So, yeah, that's where, basically that's how a lot of times trades happen. Most of the guys don't even know that they're going to get traded, and they get caught off guard. Somebody sends them a text, or they hear it on, line or something like that. Like, there's some crazy ways these guys find out that they're traded from different teams, right? So Norman Powell wasn't even aware he was going to get traded, which is what we're about to jump into right now about his true feelings of what's going on. So we're going to take this off real quick. I came across one of my colleagues, that's one of my other, fellow beat writers for the Clippers, and he had a interview. The Miami Heat is in LA right now, so they have, game day practices where they actually talk to the players. You know what I'm saying? So today was one of those days where that Norman Powell actually spoke to the media, and he basically came out and had some thoughts about the Clippers and talked about what he saw, like from what he, basically his feelings towards the Clippers to today, and it's a different feeling from what it was in that video that we just saw. So y'all can take a look right here. It says Norman Powell and the Clippers. He said, since my exit meeting of last season up until I got traded, they were talking about extension. They were saying how much they wanted me there. They were saying how much they value me and they love me as a Clipper. Now I feel as if it was a lot of blown smoke. So let me read that again. This is a quote from today. All right. Norman Powell has an interview coming out where he spoke about this. And it talks about the Clippers and the exit. It said Norman Powell and the Clippers. Since my exit meeting of last season up until I got traded, they were talking about extension. They were saying how much they wanted me here, wanted me there. They were saying how much they value me love me as a Clipper. Now I feel as if it was a lot of blown smoke. And they spelled a lot wrong, so it's a lot of blown smoke. So this was just dropped today on Twitter, so I said I had to talk about this because the Clippers and the Heat will be playing tomorrow, and Norman Powell will be there. I saw him. They were actually working out, I think, at UCLA. That's where they had the actual shoot-around practices. So Norm was there. All the players were there, so he's going to be definitely playing, in my personal opinion, if I know him. So total 180 from what that video showed. Okay, I'm going to tell y'all my thoughts about it. I'm going to tell y'all what I think about it and this is going to bring up some familiar territory for somebody like me. Because, see, when I said this about a particular player back about a year and a half ago, people thought I was just capping. And I was just defending somebody because I like them. Now we got another player saying the same similar thing who left the Clippers. And see, let me tell y'all again, how I operate. I'm an NBA reporter. I don't just represent the Clippers. I talk about all teams. When y'all see my Instagram, y'all see my YouTube page, and y'all see me interviewing players from different teams, I don't just interview Clipper players. I'm not just interviewing Kawhi Leonard. I'm not interviewing just James Harden. I'm not interviewing Derrick Jones Jr. I'm not just interviewing Bradley Beal. I'm interviewing Jordan Poole. Y'all see me interview Klay Thompson. Y'all see me interview Lonzo Ball. Y'all see me interview Zach LaVine, Devin Booker. Y'all have seen me interview so many other cats. Tyler Hero. I don't just interview just Clipper players. So when I talk about stuff like this, I don't have allegiance to anybody. When I speak on certain things to y'all, I speak to y'all as honestly as possible. Do I get stuff wrong? Yes, I'm human. But more times than not, I'm pretty spot on. Not because I just am around a lot of this stuff, but also because I try to take the fandom hat off and look at things in a perspective as a former basketball player and somebody who tries to speak things honestly and just having an open mind. So we got Norman Powell speaking out now and talking about the Clippers. Basically, front office was not up front with him. Can y'all tell me a person that said the same thing the year before? Can y'all tell me the same person that said the year before what happened? Because I can remember when I spoke up about somebody by myself, no one had my back on this. I came out and said, hold on a second. Something ain't right. A guy who has been the face of the team for the past 4 years, getting a bullshit contract that was trying to lowball him when he helped get the team to the conference finals, has been carrying the team because the number one guy who's getting paid more or so much the same amount has not been available in the playoffs 4 straight years. The guy on the screen has been the one carrying the load. But because he can't do 2 jobs at once, i.e., take the Clippers to the finals without his second co-star, no other star in the league has to deal with that for 4 straight years. He gets the blame. The man says, let me get paid. And then somehow he has a problem. He's being greedy. He's being unthankful. He should just accept what he's given. Now people coming back to me telling me, well, maybe Paul George, it wasn't his fault. You got Clipper fans getting upset because he called the Clippers the B team, which everybody in LA, if you're from LA, you actually know that's not actually inaccurate. We've heard Terrence Mann say that. We've heard other people say the Clippers they don't have the history the Lakers have. And that's all he was saying. But people turn that into bigger what it is because they was upset that he left. Instead of looking at the front office and saying they should have paid that man his money. Now what you have the year after, they think they better without him. They get eliminated in the first round with Kawhi Leonard fully healthy. So what did you really do? You let go of an all-star caliber player who's going to be healthy this year. Let me give y'all another nugget. Paul George's agent, I'm actually cool with. I know Philadelphia beat writers over in Philly. The surgery that he had this offseason, y'all do know that surgery was strategic. This whole notion that he's supposed to come back, he's washed. No. Since Philadelphia is 5-1 right now, he's supposed to be coming back next week. And from what I'm hearing from my sources over in Philadelphia, he looks stronger and explosive right after he left the Clippers. That, you know, that season he had like almost an all-NBA caliber season. He looks strong, he looks explosive, and he looks very sharp. And I'm going to put this out here so everybody, I can put myself on a tree branch. I got the Sixers getting to the finals this year out the East. Boston's deploted. Indiana's deploted. Milwaukee, we'll see what they do. Orlando's overrated. Cleveland, they're not a playoff team. New York, they're a regular season team to me. They don't have a guy who is a number one option outside of Jalen Brunson, who I think is a number two. He's undersized. Miami's a good team, but there's no team in the East who I think if Philly's fully healthy, that this is their year to get to the finals. If they get to the finals and Paul George is a big, integral piece to it, I'm coming back and talking so much shit. Because the amount of disrespect he got for carrying the team, and you got players coming out now Norman Powell saying that the front office is pretty much blew smoke up his ass. Who's going to be next? I'm going to let y'all leave that up to y'all. These players, man, put work into their craft, and they expect like any other person, any other worker to get paid. Norman Powell's another person I know. I know people don't know this, but I actually grew up. Norman Powell, his high school coach was my AAU coach. He went to Lincoln High School in San Diego, California. Look it up. I noticed once that the mid part of the season to the end, I noticed that Powell got, in my personal opinion, he felt slighted by James Harden. After that All-Star appearance, he didn't get it. Playoffs, I think he was looking like he was injured a little bit. Not injured, but I just think in the playoffs, once Kawhi came back, it really wasn't a place for Norm to really do what he wanted to do. Like Paps just said, he wasn't a good fit. But he came out of an exit interview thinking they were going to re-sign him. But they found another piece in John Collins. Now, here's the crazy part. Ty Lue ain't even using John Collins like he's supposed to. You traded away your arguably your best scorer or one of the top two scorers for a guy you're putting on the bench. But I also got to give Norm some smoke because, to be quite honest with you, that addition by subtraction looked like to me got some humble pie. Because y'all remember that phrase he said, addition by subtraction. I'm going to let y'all hear what I'm talking about. Remember this phrase when he talked about the addition by subtraction quote.
You know, I have
let y'all hear what it meant, what he said about it. Because this was just last year. He talked about the addition by subtraction phrase. I'm gonna let y'all hear what his thoughts are and what he felt about it. So here we go.
You know, I have that underdog mentality. I've been saying it all year. We got a group of guys that, you know, have had their own story of having to prove themselves and keep their time in the league. And that we got guys that are going to step into the opportunity and step up big. Everybody was killing me about my addition by subtraction.
Standing on business.
Yeah, but I meant that for all of us, not just myself. You know, guys wanted the opportunity to go out there and show what they can do. With PG and Russ leaving, it allowed us to do that. And for me, especially being able to step into that role that I always wanted to be, you know, number one, number two option every single night and play my game.
Absolutely. And you're doing this in your 10th year in the league. Was there ever a doubt in your mind that you could get to be this type of player night in and night out?
I never doubted it.
Yeah.
You know, for me, I'm a winning player. Danny knows.
No, he's never done. He's been that way since he's gotten into the league. He's been dominating. He's been getting buckets for a long time. See him do it in season 10 is unreal, and he deserves to be a reserve all-star this year.
Well, then I'm going to have you, Danny, I'm not going to make Norm make.
So y'all remember this on ESPN. Norman Powell was playing so well that he got a chance to join NBA Today. When you get a chance to join NBA Today, and shout out to the people that's coming here. When you join NBA Today, that means you're hooping. That means you're balling. He's averaging 23.7 points per game off of 32 minutes in 36 games. Norman Powell was looking like he was going to be an all-star this year. I was making videos at one point saying this is Norman Powell's team. Right? He was playing at an all-star level. So let's continue.
It's better than I want to
for sure. I mean, we've seen the numbers. The numbers he has. They're top 6 in the West. Nobody expected that. And he's got better numbers than these guys you see on the board. And all these guys, most of them are all-stars already. 3 of them are all-star starters. He's averaging more points than all 3 of these guys. And they have a better record than both these 2 teams in the West. Golden State and the Lakers are nowhere near what the Clippers have done. And he's done this with Paul George leaving and Kawhi being out the first third of the season.
Exactly. Now, I want y'all to look at these numbers real quick. Y'all see LeBron at 23.6. And y'all hit the like button. Appreciate y'all coming in. Don Mitchell with 23.2. Jaylen Brown with 23.0. Trae Young at 22.9. Steph Curry at 22.6. I want y'all to look at something. This is at 36 games. So they're almost at the all-star point. I think there's about 10, 15 more games left until they reach the all-star. Norman Powell's outscoring all these guys scoring the ball. Now, I'm going to play a video that just came out, I think, a day ago where Norman Powell feels like he and I'm going to ask him this shit tomorrow. But he talked about being underrated, that he feel like he's been underrated and he's not been given the opportunity because of who he's played behind. I thought that was very interesting. See, Norm has a very his mindset, and I think personally, I can say this. I think Norman Powell thinks he's more than an all. I think he feel like he can be a number 2 option on the championship team. I feel like that's how he feels. I feel like he believes he can be a number 2 option on a championship team. Can he do it? I don't know. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that's what I think he believes. Because if you look at the numbers scoring-wise, he's beating out guys who are number 1s. And these are some great scorers. Donovan Mitchell, Steph Curry, Trae Young. We know LeBron's the greatest scorer in NBA history as far as the points per game, the raw points. Jaylen Brown's a consistent 22 to 25 point per game scorer. Like these are number 1, number 2 options. And the Clippers had a better record than the Lakers, the Warriors, and the Hawks with him doing it. So he was playing like he was a number 1, number 2 option on a very good playoff team. So I think that's what he generally believes he is. But I thought that was interesting. Let me continue.
So for him to carry this team, him and James, and obviously Zubek, they have some good pieces.
Yep.
But for him to lead the scoring, lead the torch, and keep this Clipper team to a 6 in the West, which they could be climbing sooner, even higher. No brainer to me. All-star reserve. Could have been a starter if I had to vote.
What I love about this is Norm is just like nodding with a poker face the entire time. But when you see these numbers and know that you eclipse them and you see the players that these belong to, I mean, what does that reaffirm to you about what you're doing this season?
That I wasn't wrong to have the same mentality that I had. I'm one of them ones.
Yeah.
It's amazing to see the numbers, and I know all the work and, the journey ahead that I had to get here. But to be in the talks and in the categories with these guys, it's a surreal moment for me and a surreal feeling, but there's still work to be done.
Smash the like button. Smash the like button, please. I want to show y'all a couple more videos. I'm going to let y'all in. Make sure y'all smash the like button as y'all come in here. So, again, we're talking about what Norman Powell said about the Clippers basically, let's just call a spade, lying to him. The front office lying to him and saying basically what they said in private, they're doing something else different in public. So that's that part. But let me go ahead and continue. Norman Powell's on Miami. And he spoke about, he was on a talk show with Bam Adebayo, Udonis Haslem, and it was a show in Miami. I think they call it when the nightcap is a national show. And he got on and talked about, how he felt in the league right now, where he belonged. And just like the video we just saw with addition by subtraction, which I want to say this, I think Norm got some humble pie because that addition by subtraction comment was a shot at Paul George. Now, I don't know directly if he meant it in a disrespectful way. I think it was more so just him believing in himself that he's on that level. And that's what you're supposed to do. But the thing with Norm, he messed up was he think that he couldn't be touched or he couldn't be moved either. And he ain't even the player Paul George is. So for him to be sitting there acting like he can say this and, basically come off and not think that he can't be touched, I just thought showed a lack of unawareness, in my personal opinion, because his ass got moved right after when they told him something. They gave him a prompt. They said they saw him as a future Clipper. After the season he had, they weren't even willing to extend him, but they extended James Harden. Another slap in his face after he got slapped the first time with him getting with that all-star nod, not even getting it. So you got to watch what you say. You got to watch that you can't be touched. Paul George ain't said nothing disrespectful about Norm. So I thought, it happens to everybody. Like sometimes you have to get that reality check that, hey, you're not untouchable either. But let me continue. Norman Powell came out and spoke about a show called Underrated. And he talked about how he talked about how basically, he felt like he was underrated in the league. So I'm gonna let y'all hear what he had to say.
Like right now you're really shining. Do you feel underrated in this league? Do you feel like right now you're really shining?
Yeah, I think so. I think just the roles that I've had, the players that I've played with, like you're on championship teams and they've already built their franchise players. So now you're coming in to help them win. So the promotion is on those guys, and the things that you're doing kind of flies under the radar, even though you're having a great season, you have great games. I could have 20 and 8, but you're with James, Russ, and Kawhi and PG, and no matter how good your games are, they're promoting them. So you kind of fly under the radar. But I think now is like the last 2-3 years I've been able to have my opportunity. And it's.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear what Norm just said? That's very interesting in my opinion. I think that was very interesting what he said. And when I say, and that's Taylor Rooks right there. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention her too. She said, I love Taylor. Taylor Rooks is probably the best interviewer as far as a woman, as far as in the NBA, in my personal opinion. not just of her, just because she's beautiful, but also because she does great interviews. Like, she knows the questions to ask. She knows how to make the person being interviewed feel comfortable. She asks questions that's going to make them get deep into their thought. They don't ask the same generic, basic questions that other reporters ask. So I think Taylor Rooks does a great job of just basically being, authentic. But Norman Powell came out and said, based off of his opportunities, is why he feels he hasn't been getting the shine he deserves, and he feel like the last 2 or 3 seasons he's been getting that shine. As y'all come to, make sure y'all smash that like button. So let me show y'all Norman Powell's statistics. Let y'all kind of see what Norman Powell's been doing this season and the last few seasons. So right now, the Heat are losing right now to the Lakers, 80-97. Norman Powell's averaging 24 points, 7.3 rebounds, 3.0 assists, 47% from the field in 3 games. So he's a shit. His rebounds is damn. Like he's playing like he's above the rim, playing 7 rebounds a game. So those numbers right there, they look considered all-star numbers. It's 3 games, the first 3 games. But let's continue looking at the rest of his career. So he's 11-year pro, right? And if you go from, let's say, 2019 to 2020, right, when he started getting consistent starts, you guys can see 16 points per game, 19.6, 17 points per game, 18.6, 18.7 points per game, 21.4, 19 points, 17, 13.9. Now, this was the season they had Kawhi, PG, Harden, and Russ all on the same team. Right? He averaged 13.9 points per game. He shoots back up to 21.8, and now he's at 24.0. So, yeah, as far as the last couple years, he's been able to show himself to be really, really prevalent. But hell, he was doing that in Portland. You know what I'm saying? Averaging 17, like, what is this? Toronto's last year, 19, 17, 18, 18. Right? He was doing that already in Portland in his last year in Toronto. As y'all come to smash the like button. If you look at the postseason, you guys can see right here, 19-20, 13 points per game, 17 points for Portland, 21 points for the Clippers. That's the year that Kawhi and PG were out in the playoffs for the most part. 12.8 points for the Clippers the year after that, and then 16 points last year, which actually went down. So when I look at Norm and how good he is, I look at his scoring averages as well as his efficiency, because that's what you measure him as a scorer. I'm not looking at all that other stuff, the assist, and you can look at rebounds and steals like on the defensive end, but for the most part, you're looking at the scoring and you look at the efficiency for him. So if I was a betting man, if I look at what he's done, I would have to agree. A lot of the reason why we ain't seen the full effect of him outside of last year is because he's been playing with other stars who are being, like he said, promoted. Right? You talk about the Clippers, you're talking about Kawhi, PG, Russ, and Harden. Right? If you're talking about Portland, you're talking about Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. Now, here's what's crazy. CJ McCollum and Norman Powell, Norman's about a couple years younger than him. They're both scorers, but CJ McCollum is also quote unquote a point guard. So with him being Damian Lillard's backcourt mate, with him going in the playoffs with Damian Lillard multiple years, he was going to get that nod over Norman Powell. Right? So that's why I say when he says, they're going to promote certain players with the name, no matter what you do, he has a point. because of the names that he was playing up with, it's kind of tough to, get that same recognition. But now he's with a Miami team where, to be honest with you, he should be no lower than the second leading scorer. If you got Tyler Hero there, right, he should be outscoring even Bam Adebayo, in my personal opinion, which he actually is. Because the thing about Norm is that's what you want him to do. You want him to score. So if there's a chance for him to show himself to be that guy, it would be this year. I want, if he feels like he's been held back and he feel like he can compete on that level, he should have the Miami Heat. They can't get eliminated out the first round, and I would prefer them not to get eliminated out the second round. I think he should be striving for the conference finals. He's 32 years old. He's a champion. He's had plenty of experience in the playoffs. He's been a starter. He's tasted that last year as far as, being a starter on a championship caliber team looked at. So this would be an opportunity. My question to Norm would be, though, what do you see yourself as in the league? Do you see yourself as a star? Do you see yourself as a, in between a star and a superstar? Like, how do you see yourself? But yeah, I thought this was really interesting to see this, because it just really highlights the fact, in my personal opinion, the front office is not, how can I put this? There's really you can't really trust anything in the business, but this is another player that just came out and talked about, the Clippers front office in a way where he felt like he was lied to. A lot of blown smoke, sounds like to me. He's still in his feelings, and he feels like he did a lot for the team where he should have been given a contract extension. That his value is already set. Him having to do what he did in the regular season and carry, and then also, him doing with not getting an all-star nod. I think it was just looking at like, yeah, it's a lot of blown smoke. But we'll see. Let me go ahead and drop this link for everybody to come in here, man. Let me drop this link for y'all to get in here. He said the East don't look weak at all. There's a lot of mid teams in the East. There's really no dominant team. That's the thing. Boston, Indiana are depleted. They're out. Milwaukee, they lost their second leading scorer. They're trying to say they're going to be a prime contender because of Giannis, but Giannis is another one. Giannis has to prove that he can lead this team to a championship. That 2021 championship, man, he can't live off that for the rest of his career. Same thing with Nikola Jokic. I'll give Nikola Jokic more of a pass, though, because he's been to the conference finals a couple times outside of that, so I'll give him more of a pass. But, Giannis, players like that, they can't just live off of one championship. So let me see. He said an all-star and a starter on a playoff team sounds reasonable. So yeah, that's what I see. That's how I see him. I see him as a starter in the East and an all-star. Because the thing about Norm is crazy too. You gotta remember he came in as a sixth man with the Clippers. Before that, he was a bench player. And before that, he was a G League player. Norm had to develop multiple stages in his career. He came in, he played 4 years at UCLA, right? All 4 years. He wasn't a one and done, 2 year and done, or even not even 3. He spent all 4 years. And then he came and went to the G League. After the G League, he spent years on the bench, with Toronto. Even that championship run, he was a bench player. And then he became a, borderline bench player and started for the Portland Trailblazers, who were not competing. And then you go to the Clippers, where you're one of the top 6 men in the league. And then you go from that, you're looking at yourself as being a quote unquote starter consistently with some playoff, aspiration. And now he's coming to a team. Can he be the star of his team to a championship? So he's really done a lot for his career, where he should actually be, proud, but like he wants more. He said Giannis went to the conference finals back in the 2019 with the Bucks. Yeah, he did. But see, this is the thing about Giannis. He's also been eliminated in the first round 3 straight years. Last year, he was eliminated against Indiana. The year before that, he didn't play. And the year before that, he got eliminated by the 8th seed in Miami. It's time for him to update his resume. Same thing with Joel Embiid. It's time for him to update his resume too. Them regular seasons don't mean a damn thing anymore. Why don't you got the Knicks any better than the Cavs? The Knicks. I don't think Jalen Brunson is a number 1 option on a championship team. I don't. That's the only thing. Maybe I should put them as far as the top, but the Knicks ain't really put me. They ain't really put me in the mindset they're a championship team. Salute my boy Joe Neal. Was good, brother. He said Taylor Rooks is bad. Yeah, she bad. Taylor Rooks is beautiful. Let's see. But yeah, man, the link is right there in the chat. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and pin it on the screen so y'all can actually view it on the screen. Let's do this. Pin it. All right, so that link is pinned, and we're talking about again. Norman Powell calls out the Clippers and says a lot of blown smoke. If you guys are on my Twitter, come over to my YouTube page. If you guys want to jump on the panel, I cannot see y'all's comments. So please jump on the panel if y'all want to come and see. Like I said, if you actually want to jump on the panel. See, I'm looking at y'all comments on the YouTube. 1 second. So let me see. Janelle said, I'm gonna be honest, Beach. I feel like we on click sandwich. Yep. Tyronn Lue is the person that is going to be the one that's going to get in the way. Now, if the season is early, I don't think that, particularly Tyronn Lue has to stay with the Clippers. But that's pretty much what I would say. But, we'll see. Either the Knicks just broke the Bulls' perfect streak. Yeah, the Bulls, man, that honeymoon phase, man, I wasn't worried about that. The Bulls ain't doing shit. The Knicks to me, Karl-Anthony Towns, God damn it, Jalen Brunson, they don't have that same fight. They don't have that same fire that they did that. Remember that year they had Dante DiVincenzo and Isaiah Hartenstein on that team? They don't have that same fire. That's why I'm looking at the Knicks. Mike Brown is the coach with the fire, but they don't have the players. They brought in Jordan Clarkson. They got Miles McBride, Deuce. They call him Deuce. They still got them pieces, but they don't have the same fire. That's why I don't see anything special about the Knicks. They don't have that fire. Their talent they don't have the talent Philadelphia has either. Philly has the talent and they got the ferocity now with that VJ Edgecombe kid. They got Kelly Oubre. They got Jerry McCain coming back. You got Tyrese Maxey. They got this guy. I can't remember his. I think his name is Warford. Is their power forward. They got Adem Bona. They got guys, youth, and attitude around that core, and those two guys in Joel Embiid and Paul George. That is why I got them over the Knicks. Knicks don't have the talent Philadelphia has, nor the attitude that Philadelphia has, in my opinion. The only thing that's going to stop Philadelphia is health. Yanni Tier says the Clippers organization should just promote Ty to some inconsequential management position so the team can still draw play against. Then let Shaw and JVG run the ship. That's another thing too. When Jeff Van Gundy and Brian Shaw were coaching together, remember that 5-game stretch where Brian Shaw was coaching last year and everything just looked in sync, and then Tyronn Lue came back and messed it all up? That's how I kind of look at that. I'm like, bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. Let's see. Was Norman a problem in the locker room? You got to define what a problem, what that means. You got to define that. What do you mean a problem? He said, I really hate to say this, but I'm kind of worried about the Lakers this year. Forgot about Bron, Luka Reeves, and LaVavia are looking good. Yeah. You said Norman had problems with Harden. I said Norman had problems with Harden getting that all-star over him. Once Norm, like, remember, once Harden, Norman's never been an all-star. So he was looking at that as an opportunity to show himself. Not to mention, when you're an all-star, you get a lot of different incentives. More money, more opportunities for endorsements. It's a lot of stuff that comes with being an all-star. So the fact that Norm wasn't an all-star last year, and Harden got it again over him, I think that kind of made him feel some type of way, because it's like, all the work I put in, I feel like that should have been enough. And I feel like he, thought about that for the, most of his time there. He said, "Yeah, smash the like button." We got 80 people in here. Let me see. If you guys are in my YouTube, on my whatchamacallit, on my Twitter, y'all can come over to my YouTube. Yeah, that was LeBron's fault, not Harden's. Come on. Look, I said Harden was in the way. Basically, what I'm trying to tell y'all is, if James Harden wanted to give his spot to Norman Powell, he could have done that. He doesn't have a problem with Harden specifically. We had an issue with him getting the All-Star nod over him. But Kawhi told him it's political. It's political. So he wasn't gonna get it. Let's see. He said Norman Powell's averaging more points per game for the Heat than he did for the Clippers. The same Heat that team that beat them. That's what I'm saying. I think Norm can average like 25 a game. But the reason why I wouldn't put him as a number one option is because personally, he doesn't have. I would need him to play. He has to average more than 25 if he's just going to be a scorer. Right? He said one other question. Do you think Collins should be used like Blake Griffin or should he be a spot up? I think he should be a roamer. I think he should be a roamer. I don't want John Collins can shoot the three, but he can do so much more stuff. So I'd rather him, be a person that cuts back door, sets screens and rolls to the rim. He can do a little bit of, a lot of different things, a lot of little things. So I want to just limit him just to one thing to do. He said Norman plays no D. He said, was it future money thing weighed against teams' needs? What you mean? He said, was it future money thing weighed against the team's needs? I just don't understand what would be the point of them getting off of Powell if they're not going to use John Collins like they did Powell as a starter. That's how you know Tyronn Lue and Lawrence Frank are on the same page. Because you let go, I don't know if they felt like Norman Powell was the only commodity for them to get something back pretty big. That's why they made the trade. But if you're going to make that trade, why isn't Tyronn Lue playing him like a starter? Like John Collins, that's another reason he should be starting, because you trade him for a starter. Why would you get rid of a very valuable piece in Norman Powell for a guy who is a starter as well, but not use him as a starter? You using Derrick Jones Jr., an undersized 3, and a Kawhi undersized 4, instead of putting John Collins in that 4 spot and putting Kawhi at the 3 and Derrick Jones Jr. at the 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just don't make sense. He said Clippers need a size, they just lack brains. That's Ty Lue. It sounds like Ty Lue to me. The brains start with the coach. He said, BJ, I just saw a John Collins interview today. This is such a great. Yeah, he's an excellent teammate. He's very positive, energetic. He's a good all-around teammate. Yeah, for sure. He said Powell averaging 2 steals per game for this year, the highest in the career. Yeah, Norman Powell used to be a really good defender, but he has to ask himself to be a two-way. He needs to ask himself to be a great two-way player on Miami. That's what it's going to take for him to hit that next stride, that next level, because guys like, Jaylen Brown, guys like Kawhi Leonard, guys like Paul George, guys like Anthony Edwards, two-way elite wings, they're asked to not just be very good to great offensively, but very good to great defensively. That's what separates them. He said Kawhi needs to play a 3-player. Yeah, you do, for sure. You can't mess around Kawhi playing the 4 and all that nonsense. Tyronn Lue. He said Kawhi is playing back-to-back now. Ty has no excuse. Well, I don't know if you guys heard. They're saying they're still going to evaluate him after Monday. Kawhi said he intends to play back-to-backs, but I've heard in the past Kawhi said a lot of things he intends to do, and then the team does something else. So we'll see after tomorrow to see if he's playing on Tuesday. Because, the Clippers can never just say what they need to say and just, tell the people. They always got to keep it a secret and make it a mystery. He said this is at every Clipper spot. Lue has been interested since day one. Clutch client paid by the Clippers to work against the Clippers. Oh, that's funny. He said He said, paid by the Clippers to work against the Clippers. Damn, that would have been, man. Don't let that come out. Mm-mm. Don't let that come out. He said, beating a team by 20, then losing by 20 next game. One of the signs of bad coaching. Horrible. Dude, there's no consistency. Jonell's always sporadic. Everything's sporadic, bro, with the Clippers. He said, yo, BJ, how far do you think the Clippers will go? First round exit? First, second round exit? Because of Talu. Now, they got the team. They just not. They just, bro. They're just dumb. They don't have a. They don't have a. They don't have a. Okay. They don't have. They don't have structure, bro. Their offense is, bro. It's like, it's really irritating to watch, but they have the talent. They've always had the talent, but when you talk about building a championship team, you gotta have structure. Denver structure. OKC structure. We'll see about Houston, right? It seemed like San Antonio was building structure. You know what I'm saying? Like teams that don't have structure, Minnesota, no fucking structure. Clippers, no structure. Right? Phoenix, no structure. Just a bunch of guys hooping. And those teams get put out by teams that are more structured than they are. Yeah, Janelle, that's why I'm being honest, bro. My boy Spencer said, what's next for the Clippers if we aren't a top 3 seed? Tyronn Lue has to be the first order of business before anything. My personal opinion, Tyronn Lue has to be the first one to go. He has got to be the one to leave because I've seen how they look when he's not around. That's why that 5-game skid was so important last year to see what they look like, bro. They look awesome. He says Kawhi going to get dealt. I wouldn't put nothing past it, bro. I wouldn't put nothing past it. He said, let's wait till January. I feel that. Too early to play Kawhi at the 3. Playing the 4 will save his knees. All-Star break to March time period. Kawhi can play more 3. Here's my thing about that. How would that save his knees? Hasn't he been a 3 his entire career? I don't know if my correct me if I've always thought Kawhi was a 3. Every team he's been on, San Antonio 3, Toronto 3, and he played his best ball at that position. Even when he first came to the Clippers, when they had Montrezl at the 4, they had Marcus Morris at the 4 those first couple years when they had Tyronn Lue. So it's like he's been a 4 since 2023, 2024, and I don't see where the 4 would make his knees better. I don't know. It's my opinion. He said, how long do they have Kawhi and Harden together? Until one of them is gone, they're going to have the same results. I'll get rid of Harden before Kawhi. Because Harden's a talented player, but his system just doesn't work with Kawhi. His system doesn't work with Kawhi. Kawhi's system gets you to the championship. He said playing the 4 is hard on Kawhi's dude. Yeah. Yeah, he hates playing the 4. He don't like playing that. He likes to play. He wants to be the 3. He said build chemistry. Clippers took Denver to 7 games. Guess what? Denver took the champs to 7 games. So I believe the Clippers will go to the second round. Yeah, I do too. I think they'll go to the second round. But if they face Denver, OKC, Minnesota, hell, even Houston's gonna give them a run for their money. I don't know. He said playing the 3 or the 4 is kind of irrelevant these days. Teams all switching, so many 4s hanging on the perimeter. Anyway, I disagree. The league is getting big again. That's what happened against Denver last year. He had to deal with Aaron Gordon. So, I think traditional basketball, position basketball is needed. These teams are getting bigger. You look at OKC, they got size. When you look at Minnesota, they have size. You look at Denver, they have size. When you got Houston, they got size. You got San Antonio, they got size. These guys are 6'10" and up at that position, 6'9" and up at that position. You got 6'6" Derrick Jones Jr. playing the 3 and a 6'7" 4 Kawhi playing the 4. I don't think it's the same no more. I think you need a legit 4 at that position. He said, "Why are we talking about Harden? Dude never won anything first and foremost." Yeah, Kawhi is a championship. Yeah, I think Harden's great regular season, but there's another level to go up because of Harden. Yeah, hanging out tonight, huh? Listening to your boy talk. Mm-hmm. He said if Harden leaves, with good riddance. How y'all feel about tomorrow's game? How y'all feel about tomorrow? You think the Clippers are gonna win tomorrow? Better question. Y'all think Norm gonna get cheered tomorrow? I do. He said PJ and Harden are the same regular season dudes. PG's a playoff performer. PG ain't gonna have a full series where he's struggling. He has probably one game. He'll probably have one bad game in a series. But for the most part, PG shows up in the playoffs. Harden, his ass is the one to be having these game 7 droughts, game 6s, multiple turnovers, not shooting the basketball. Like, he the one that does that shit. PG prep for the most part, he shows up. He'll have a game like the bubble, and honestly, that and then that Utah game 6, those are like the those are like really the only two instances where you said, yeah, he didn't do what he's supposed to do. That game 7 against the Denver Nuggets, where he hit the side of the back, where he had like I think finished the game with like 10 points, and then the game 6 against Utah where he had 5. That's really his two worst positions. You see, if threes were the same as fours, you wouldn't have the tall ball handlers resting on defense, playing the 4 in the corner. He said that he handed my Heat their first loss of the regular season. Yep. He said we need a consistent top team until that. I'm not convinced. I think Spence they'll be top 4 or 5. He said if he didn't show up in 2024, same with Harden. Again, game 3 was the game he didn't show up. Game 3, and I believe game 3, 5, and 6. Yeah. Okay, yeah, 2024 he didn't show up. Yes. Fours are tall these days, no doubt. I just feel like they're also shooting more threes, and you rarely see the kind of old school backing down the posts. Oh yeah. I feel it. He said that guy Spence, my best says Norm will get cheered. Norm, my guy, man. I know he felt snubbed, but life goes on. He gets the opportunity. Miami. Hey Spence, where do you think Norm is ranked in the league? I want to ask you that. Where do you think Norm ranked at right now in the league? He said, BJ, what are your thoughts on Kings locking down Giannis? LOL. Westbrook is crazy strong. I remember that. Oh, shit. I think he grabbed his arms. Yeah. I mean, Westbrook's a fierce competitor, bro. Fierce competitor. He said, BJ, can I get your thoughts on Spurs hot start plus Wemby DPOY? Shit. I mean, I think the Spurs have a very promising young team. I think they learned a lot playing under Chris Paul last year. I think that coach they got is perfect for that team. Spurs have a good thing going. I think it's a very healthy environment. I think that coach is perfect for that team. I don't think Pop per se was really going to be able to deal with this team because the times have changed. He said, "Yo, BJ, what do you besides Tyronn Lue? What you see on a player as the biggest issue?" consistent offense. I don't like the James Harden. I don't like the James Harden offense. I don't like it. You said I think egos. You said I rate Norm 50 to 55. Okay. I will have to see. He said, BG, you think LeBron's even playing a game for the Lakers? Shit, who knows, bro? He said, would you rank him that tier? I don't know, bro. I gotta look. I never sat down and really looked. I gotta look. He said, can I call? Yeah, yeah, you can call. I don't know. Yeah. He said the only thing I heard recently from one of the players that gives me suppose he wants to work more on more ball move, healthy player moving as man. I ain't hearing that shit, man. That's just a whole bunch of talk. They always say I'm gonna work on something. We're gonna work on this. We're gonna work on this. Do it. Shit. You're gonna be working on, man. Just do it. Mm-hmm. He said I was blocked. What you mean you blocked? I don't know what you mean you blocked. Like when you try to click the like how you blocked, you able to comment. You might have to make a different account. You might just make another account because I'm not sure. I don't see how I can block you from StreamYard. So you might have to just try to make another account. See, like the Drew, no excuse produce. Exactly, Spence. You said Clippers really need that 2019 mentality, in my opinion, though. They lost. See, that's another thing too. They lost that attitude too. They let go of Bev and then Trez, and they had Patrick Patterson. You know what I'm saying? Like they had some rough riders on that team. Like this team, I mean, there was who's the guys? Chris Dunn. He the only one really an attitude, like really a type of edge. That's the whole thing. They need somebody with an edge. See. See. What do you think about CP performance? His pass has been off. Oh yeah. I talked about that yesterday. I think CP has to just get more time with he needs to play with more of the first unit and more scores. I think he needs to play more with Bradley Beal, Kawhi, and Zoo. I think he needs to start playing with some of them more, like mix his minutes up. Don't just put him with defensive guys like Chris Dunn and Jones and, running the same pick and pop action with Brook Lopez. Like, put him with some real threats that can get a bucket that make him look good. He said Kawhi looks super healthy this year. That's a plus, and even playing subpar. We have a 3-2 record. Yeah, that's the thing. He healthy. So I'm like, why are they still talking about load management? Like, I don't get it. How you healthy and load management at the same time? Like, what you doing? But hey, I ain't a doctor, so I just don't remember basketball being like this. Like, if you're healthy, you play. That's what I don't understand. You say he's making $50 million. Yeah, he's making $50 million. $50 million. For what? Niggas just sit and play every other back to back. Saying like this nigga making $50 million. You guys got to put him out there. Now I think Kawhi wants to play, but it's like Tyronn Lue saying, "Nah, we're gonna reevaluate." I'm like, really? For what? What you gonna reevaluate him for? Weren't you supposed to be doing that during the summer? He said Kawhi be too silent. He said MJ is out here in the streets. They better throw that low management nonsense out the window. LMAO, yes. He said I play out one leg for $50 million. Yeah, man. $50 million, man. That's you ain't gonna if you manage your money right, you'll never need anything else. 50 million, man. He said Jordan did talk about it. Oh, shoot, man. We're going to give y'all a little bit of time. If y'all don't come up, I'm just going to end the show there. I don't want to spend too much time. No, it's getting kind of late. I just wanted to bring out this news. He said BJ don't even make like almost $40K a month overseas. Even that's good money. Yeah, just it depends with your team. So it depends on the team, league, all that stuff. If you're as far as your contract. So but 40K is definitely doable for sure. Let's see. Keep going. He said not that exact quote, but also those lines. Yep. MJ played 9 seasons, all 82 games. What star player in this era has that much dedication? Oh, wait. Dude, bro, he built different, man. He built different. Who he said MJ played all 82 games. But nah, man, I wanted to just bring that news to y'all. I thought it was real interesting what Norm said. So I'm just gonna save it here, y'all, man. I'm just gonna have to let y'all hear it here. Then I'll be back on tomorrow. I'm sorry, Tuesday for the aftermath of the game. So y'all make sure y'all check it out, man. And we'll be back again on Tuesday. Peace.
Powell, the floater from the foul line, rattles in, and the Clippers are on the board. With Jones riding shotgun, man does retreat. Powell gets the screen from Zoo. Down the lane, scoops it up and in with the left hand. Norman Powell with 10, and a timeout for Denver. Christian Brown, first bucket. He had 16 opening night. Powell, a quick trigger three. Oh, it's good. It's the third three for Powell.
Covered up by Strawther. Powell. Three-point opportunity. Knocking down those earlier threes, it was easy money for him on that one.
Russ gambles. Can the Clippers make him pay? Powell inside to the rim and in. And Norman Powell now with Harden. Bullet pass in the corner. Powell. He loved it all the way. Powell with 25. And the Clippers cut the lead to 2. Always rise to the occasion when the game is on the line. Harden, double team. Powell, the cash cow for 3. Oh, he's put it in again. The bow-legged sniper with 6 threes. Swing pass over to Powell. Drives inside. Awkward shot for some. Powell with 30.